Give me the bleach, boys.
And free my soul.
Wanna get lost when you score a goal.
And drift away.
That was terrible.
I was driving home late from the castle. Gold star hanging from the rearview light. Every other show was talking in circles. Same old takes in a digital fight. Then I heard Evan say something reckless. Ryan started building a history lesson. John came and spotted some giant text. Like a man conducting a training session. And I said, baby, this is wisdom. Maybe this is noise. Maybe this is therapy for gold and blue boys. Maybe they're prophets. Maybe they're clowns. Maybe this podcast is the best thing in town. Electric gold, better than it needs to be. Three dudes talking about Nashville SC. Electric gold, put it in my soul. It's the best damn podcast. No facts. Check me, bro. Electric gold, and the taste it cold, hotter than chicken and twice as bold. Electric gold, let the nonsense roll. Best damn podcast in the whole damn night. Best damn podcast.
Welcome, everybody. This is Electric Gold. I'm Ryan. That's Evan. And the bleach boy over there, that's John.
Hi, guys.
We are here to celebrate once again. Fellas, the Bleach Boys, the comeback kids, the backline saveth. What an amazing week for Nashville SC. It's just incredible. I've never seen the team riding so high, the fans riding so high. It's an exciting time to be a Nashville soccer fan. We're going to get into all of it. How are you guys doing today? Evan, how's it going?
Oh, man, it's going so well, boys. It was a great week in Nashville soccer. And, I'm just riding high, man, riding high.
Absolutely. And John, new look for you this week.
Thank you for noticing. I've grown my hair out a little bit, going for the Eddie Tagsteth look because he looks so beautiful playing beautiful soccer out there. And I just wanted to be like him.
It suits you well.
Thank you.
And guys, we've got a lot to talk about. I don't think that we will be at any loss for words this week, unless, of course, we're just stupefied by how amazing this team is. It's been a great one. So before we get into all that, let's have a beer in celebration. It's Monday night. We're 2 days removed from the incredible game versus Columbus. So we've had time to process and decompress a little bit. We were riding so high, we needed an extra day just to kind of come down. Yeah. But we are ready now. So what beer are you drinking tonight to celebrate and talk about Nashville? John, what do you got?
Yeah, so I'm really glad that our best player of all time is German because it gives me a really good excuse to drink some good German beers. And today I have the Oktoberfest Marzen from Hockershore, which Oktoberfest beers, if you're a beer drinker, are showing up everywhere. It gets earlier and earlier each year that this starts happening. I swear that I saw some in July. It's okay because they're good beers. And this is actually one of only 6 breweries that are actually in the city of Munich that are official beer vendors of the real Oktoberfest over in Munich. And this, for my money, is the best that I have tasted of those. They've been brewing since 1417, so they know what they're doing. It's just got these rich notes of toasted bread, caramel, and light biscuit malt. If you like beer, you'll like this beer. It's so good.
It's the OG. It's the original. OG. They might have been like the inventors of beer. No, probably not the inventors, but
there's guys that have been doing it since like 800 in Germany at least.
Maybe the first to incorporate around a brand or something like that.
Yeah, possibly.
Evan, what are you having tonight?
Well, tonight, boys, I'm having the Summerfest lager here. That's a Sierra Nevada brew. It's citrusy. It's refreshing. Nice little Pilsner. Perfect for summer. It's bright gold. Baby, let me tell you who else was bright gold this week. And fellas, that was the boys in gold. So what a Summerfest we've been enjoying lately, right, guys? And Saturday night was the perfect example. It was an absolutely perfect night. Went down with the captain and his lovely wife, met up with my brother and my niece. We tailgated. We went and obviously enjoyed one of the greatest comeback victories in Nashville soccer history. And then afterwards, we go back to the tailgate, and instead of just jumping into the car and waiting around with the traffic, we just sit out there for another half hour, 45 minutes listening to our tunes. It was a dream come true. So anyway,
Wow,
I'm
that's
celebrating.
beautiful.
I'm celebrating with this particular brew tonight.
That's a great choice, and what a great experience. That's making the whole evening of it, from the tailgating before, the game in the middle, and then the post tailgate afterwards. You guys are doing it right. That sounds fantastic.
So good.
Well, guys, good things come to those who chase, whether you're chasing goals or chasing victories or you're chasing the supporter shield. When you're chasing, you're going to win. If you've got some sort of dreams, you got to chase them. And I'm drinking Chasing Rainbows from Bearded Iris. This is a fantastic IPA packed with tropical sway, adventurous levels of hand-selected Simcoe, Citra, and Mosaic. Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. What matters is that it's delicious. It's got 5.5% alcohol content. It's just a great IPA from a local brewery, and I'm so glad to be drinking it here with you guys. Let's celebrate. Cheers to you.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
All right, let's get things started with the weekend review. Fresh off their big victory over Inter Miami last week, Nashville SC turned its sights to the Red Bulls in New York as they visited New Jersey on Wednesday evening. With 3 games taking place in the course of 7 days, Coach Callahan opted to rotate 3 positions for this middle competition, with Dan Lovitz, Jack Mayer, and Shaq Mohammed getting starting nods. Also a sight for sore eyes was Patrick Yazbek on the bench and available for the match for the first time since the beginning of May. Nashville had their hands full with the young Red Bulls phenom and MLS All-Star Julian Hall, who had a few attempts throughout this match, though none found success. In the 23rd minute, Super Sam Surridge appeared to give the boys in gold the lead with a nifty strike off of an Eddie Tagseth assist, but Surridge was called offside and the goal was negated. The two teams exchanged fire throughout the first half with no score going into the break, and the same unfolded throughout the second half as well. Brian Schwalke made some saves to keep the Red Bulls scoreless, including at least one one-on-one save that once again demonstrated the keeper's brilliance this season. In the 82nd minute, Nashville finally appeared to get on the board with a goal from Maxwell Woledzi, but unfortunately the offsides flag was lifted once again, keeping the game scoreless all the way to stoppage time. But then, in the 92nd minute, Christian Espinoza sent a free kick from the midfield into the New York box, and Woledzi converted the header cleanly for the score, which stood this time. The game ended shortly after, and Nashville stole the win in the waning moments to come away with 3 points on the road. And after that win, Nashville returned home to Geodis Park on Saturday to host the Columbus Crew. This game saw Patrick Yazbek make his first start since missing 3 months due to injury, with Matt Corcoran alongside in the midfield. After playing several games in a row, including League's Cup matches, Ilyas Saad was given a break, with Alex Mills starting in the left wing spot instead. Lovitz was once again the starting left back. This game also marked the 200th regular season MLS appearance for one Hani Mukhtar, who at this point is a surefire MLS legend. And Mukhtar would shine in his 200th appearance. In the 27th minute, he received a lovely lofted pass from Dan Lovitz on the left side over the Columbus defenders into the penalty area. Mukhtar walled off his defender as he turned towards the goal, and with a really tough angle, managed to place the ball over the Crew's keeper's head to give Nashville the early 1-0 lead. Nashville generally controlled the game throughout the rest of the first half, but neither team was able to convert any other chances to score. In the second half, it appeared that the boys in gold slowed their roll a little bit. Columbus came out with a bit more purpose and effort, and they were rewarded in the 58th minute when Mo Farsi turned a shot in the box past a slow-responding defense to even the game at 1-1. And just a few minutes later, the situation for Nashville went from bad to worse. A lazy pass by Christian Espinoza back to Eddie Tagseth was partially intercepted by Joseph Martinez, and Tagseth was forced to commit a foul just outside Nashville's penalty area. The ensuing free kick from Andre Gomez was a laser over the defensive wall that found the top left corner of the Nashville goal. And just like that, Columbus was leading 2-1 with only 20 minutes and stoppage time left in the match. Now, if you thought that losing the lead like that so late in the match would mean that this Nashville SC team would just roll over and fold and concede the loss, well, you haven't been paying attention this season or even this week. Substitutes Ilias Saad, Reed Baker-Whiting, and Eddie Tagseth put the pressure on Columbus in the last third of the game. And as regular time wound down, Nashville was putting a lot of pressure on an exhausted Columbus defense. In the 93rd minute, Mukhtar's corner kick found Baker-Whiting timing his jump just right to get a sure head on the ball and send it into the right corner of the Columbus goal to equalize the score. And right after the restart, Nashville gained possession, and Jeisson Palacios misdirected the defense to place a perfect pass at the feet of Andy Najar, who turned and fired immediately and scored the game winner in the 95th minute. The whistle blew a few moments later, and incredibly, Nashville snatched a win from the jaws of surefire defeat with a final score of 3-2 in favor of the home side. The raucous Geodis crowd celebrated one of the most surprising and unconventional wins in the club's history, and the team extended their lead atop the Supporters' Shield race. Was it loud there, Evan?
Oh, it was so loud.
That lead was extended because inexplicably Inter Miami and their $50 million payroll lost at home 2-1 to lowly Toronto, whose payroll is less than half that of Miami. Lionel Messi's late goal was not enough to secure a result for the reigning MLS champs, who are now officially reeling. Also on Saturday, Charlotte scored 3 second-half goals to come back and win versus DC United. A late goal secured a 1-1 draw for the Red Bulls hosting Chicago. St. Louis, now unbeaten in 12 straight, managed to surprise with a 2-1 victory over Houston. Austin and Philly tied 1-1, and Minnesota poured it on against San Jose, winning 5-1, featuring a brace from Kelvin Yeboah. Minnesota had been winless in 9 matches prior to that rout, and they hadn't scored more than 1 goal in a game since May 2nd. Also, the match had to be paused in the 91st minute because a baby was on the field. No word if the toddler was given a lifetime ban in San Jose. Portland held on to earn a point on the road versus LAFC with a 1-1 draw, despite LA getting off 34 shots in the game.
Whoa.
Montreal took advantage of a man advantage versus LA Galaxy to earn a 2-2 draw at home. Antoine Griezmann dropped 2 goals on Real Salt Lake en route to another victory for Orlando City. And Seattle snapped an 8-match losing streak by drawing 1-1 with FC Cincinnati, despite another impressive goal from Evander. Vancouver extended their Western Conference lead with a 5-0 thrashing of FC Dallas, and San Diego won big at home 3-0 versus Colorado. On Sunday, the New England Revolution and NYCFC battled to a 1-1 draw, and Atlanta won versus Sporting Kansas City 2-1 with another goal from a suddenly red-hot Fafa Picault. In the past 7 days, Nashville SC has won convincingly over their closest rival, Inter Miami, eked out a stoppage time win on the road versus the Red Bulls, and pulled off the incredible comeback in extra time against Columbus. They're 10 points clear of Miami in the Eastern Conference. They're 9 points ahead of a tough Vancouver team for the Supporters' Shield race. They've set an MLS record for the most points through 21 games, 49 to be exact, and they are clearly in the driver's seat for the league heading into the final third of the season. If they can keep up this pace, there's even a chance. I don't want to jinx it, but there's even a chance they could break Miami's MLS record for the most points in a season. And with the kind of magic we've seen over the past week, why not?
Why not?
Guys, what a magical week. What a magical season. It's incredible what we're watching, really.
Yeah, it is.
Evan, you were there. John and I both had to watch on television. Give us a sense of what was the experience like there in Geodis Park on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was so great. I'm not kidding you. It's one of the best I've ever been to.
You're hurting my feelings right now.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Brutal.
The weather was so good. I mean, it was a little on the warmer side still, but there was a really nice breeze blowing. So the weather was really nice. It was a great crowd. The supporter section was packed full. I spent the first half in the supporter section and packed full, just great spirit. We had our boy Raymond down there keeping a great time on the drums. I mean, it was awesome. And then, we go up, we scored a goal, and, it felt like maybe that third game in a week's time started to maybe catch up with us a little bit, or maybe it was a little bit of overconfidence or whatever, and they got a little bit lethargic. And so anyway, I watched the second half from up top, went up there to sit with my brother and my niece, and was sitting there. They go up, it's getting late, and I'm just thinking, no, because you guys may remember, but earlier in the season, I predicted we weren't going to lose a home game this season. And I was starting to think, oh no, please tell me it's not going to happen. And for us to then get those 2 goals so quickly and so late. And I was just I was picking up my little 5-year-old niece and just tossing her up in the air, and she's cheering. And my God, it was incredible. It was seriously, it was one of the best nights I've ever had at Geodis. And that's saying something.
Wow. That is fantastic. John, how about yourself? What was your reaction to both games this week? I mean, basically the same kind of thing. Stoppage time victory in both cases. The Columbus one a little bit more dramatic because we actually came from behind. What's your reaction to how the team's playing right now?
3 words: magic is real. We live in a world where there's things we are not able to explain, and it drives some people crazy. And it doesn't matter whether you ascribe this to religious belief or spiritualism or just plain magic. There's just things that happen sometimes, and we recognize this is not how reality is supposed to go. And you have a tendency to overthink it. You're like, what's happening? What's going on? So you're going to hear probably us later in the show or different pundits try to break down what is happening. It doesn't matter. It's magic. This is magic that you're experiencing. And I want to say just a note to our dear listeners. I'm going to speak directly to you at this moment. Dear listener, there's a really good chance that I'm older than you. I have been a sports fan for 40 years, and this just doesn't happen very often. This right here is why you become a sports fan, just to experience just a little bit of this. And I have only experienced it. This is the 3rd time that I've got this sense where this team is they're just not going to lose. And I'm going to talk about the other 2 teams that I'm thinking about later in the show. But one of them I love and one of them I hate. But I'm going to talk about them anyway. But this is what I'm talking about. It's just unexplainable what's going on. It's a vibe within the team. It could all fall apart. I'll be honest with you. It can fall apart, and then it can fall apart hard. But right now, this is magic. You should be rejoicing. Every positive emotion you're feeling as a fan, this is what it's all about, man. This is nothing beating this team right now.
You're touching on something that's exactly right that I'm feeling as well. I've been a sports fan a long, long time, as we all have. Every once in a while, whether it's soccer or basketball or whatever sport it is that you're into, every once in a while, a team catches some of this magic and they feel a little bit like a team of destiny. And I don't want to jinx anything about what's going on with Nashville. We should still be taking every game one at a time, just address the opponent that's right in front of us and not get caught up in any of the hype. But we as fans, we can get caught up in hype. I'm talking about the team, the players, they need to stay focused, but we could get crazy.
And we should.
Yeah, and this team is feeling like they've got that magic, that team of destiny feeling. I'll tell you that the thing that it reminds me the most of is Linsanity.
Yes! My favorite. I love Jeremy Lin. That was the best month of my life until right now,
Yeah, that month when Jeremy Lin was playing point guard for the New York Knicks, and he came out of nowhere and he became an ultra superstar, just incredible, scoring 30 points a game, whatever. And then he sank back down to earth and was a normal player for the rest of his career.
The entire rest of it, yeah.
that or when Kevin Moss came in for the New York Yankees back in was it the early 90s, I think? And
it was either 89, 90, 91, somewhere in there.
Yeah, he was a rookie who just sprang in and in the middle of the season got called up from AAA, and he hit like 20 home runs in a month or a month and a half, something crazy.
Yeah.
And then that was it. That was all the highlight of his whole career. And I hope that Nashville doesn't fall off as quickly as those two do. But the amount of magic that's just happening right now, we've been winning legitimately all season long. But this past week, this is another level, guys. This is crazy.
You can't explain it. What's funny is we feel it, though. And that's what I want to get back to. I just want to say real quick. So the second goal, the tying goal, Baker Whiting header goes in. Obviously, I'm home. I scream, bloody murder. I start jumping all over the house. My kids come in, and they're like, Dad, you just burst my eardrums. And I said, wait another minute.
Wow.
I did. You can ask them. I promise that's what I said because I'm going to get louder. Sure enough, I called that one. I wish I'd been recording that for a podcast.
Oh my gosh. I got to say, I'm actually kind of surprised you showed up for the recording tonight because I feel like your soul probably left your body a few times this week.
Sure did. Yeah.
We've got so many good things that we could pick out about what happened with Nashville SC this week. But guys, you're going to have to pick just one. It's time for hell yeah. All right, Evan, we will start with you. What's your hell yeah this week?
Okay. I think I'm going to give mine to the great Jeisson Palacios. He had a really good week, but I'm going to highlight Saturday night. I mean, he was incredible in defense. He was, for much of the match, the only guy I saw out there who just didn't seem, a little off, a little lethargic. He was just full of energy. He was all over the place. Nobody was getting it past him. And then, of course, he makes that fantastic pass to Andy for a game-winning assist. And, that's his fourth assist of the season, guys, from the center back position. I mean, how great is that? So, yeah, again, a really good week all around, a good 3 games. But Saturday night, oh, hell yeah, man, that was a terrific performance.
Yep. And he was a little Babe Ruth calling his own shot there at the very end. He made that pass to Najar, and before Najar was even completely turned around, Palacios put his arms out like he's like, oh yeah, I just got that one. And sure enough, man, Najar put it right in, and it was celebration time. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, great choice there, Jeisson Palacios. Much deserved. John, what about you? What's your hell yeah?
Well, you gave it to the assister of the magic goal, so I've got to give it to the scorer, Andy Najar.
The original Bleach Boy. Yeah.
The original Bleach Boy. This guy is 33 years old. He's had a lot of injuries in his career. He should be probably in the twilight of his career, but he is getting better and better. Every game since he got here. It's crazy how good this guy is. And we could all see it the other night. He went 90 in what was, not as hot as the Miami game, but it's still pretty good heat out there. A lot of humidity. He was getting tired there at the end, but I got to shout out BJ Callahan over on the sideline. And Ben Wright, I think, might have called this first that I saw. BJ yelled, "Everything you've got for 2 minutes" to Najar when it was 2-2.
Wow.
He got everything he got, didn't he? He scored a beautiful goal. The celebration is crazy. 33-year-old Najar jumps and looks like Michael Jordan hang time, celebrating the goal. Week of his life, goal of his life. Oh, hell yeah, Andy Najar. I really think he should have won MLS Defender of the Year last year. I think he was kind of gypped that he wasn't. Maybe this is the year. His only competition might be his other teammates, either Maxwell or Palacios.
Yeah.
But, man, this might be the year because I don't think anyone impacts a game from a defensive position in MLS like Andy Najar does.
He is incredible, like you said, affecting the offense from a defensive position. And really, this week, our entire back line was incredible. And that whole comeback was Palacios to Najar, Reed Baker Whiting on the other side. The Wednesday game was Woledzi scoring the game winner. I mean, the back line saved us this week. So much for our designated players, Hani Mukhtar and Sam Surridge. We got this whole back line doing the heavy lifting. It's incredible. And then I would like to throw an all hell yeah at Reed Baker Whiting, because I think that goal was terrific. I mean, that was off balance. He was going in the wrong direction. He still put enough on it to get into the goal. But that has been coming for a little bit, because if you look back to those Leagues Cup games, he was asserting himself in the offense a lot more. He scored a goal in one of those games. He almost scored in a second game in the Leagues Cup. And then I think last week in Miami, didn't he have the assist on one of the goals? I think he did.
Was a big part. He assisted, to Espinoza and then Surge, and then he also one of the other ones. I think I can't even remember now. He was very
involved.
So many good plays. Yeah,
he has been very good.
And I just think that score that's been coming for a little while, and it's well deserved. And he is really lifting his game for a young player. We acquired him from Seattle, and what a great acquisition in the offseason. And he's been just what we needed to back up Lovitz, and maybe even usurping Lovitz and becoming, I think, probably our de facto starter at this point, to be perfectly honest. I love Dan Lovitz, but he's towards the end of his career. Baker Whiting's much younger, and he's just showing some dynamism that's hard to ignore. So all hell yeah to him as well. Guys, it was an incredible comeback. I don't think we've seen anything like that in Nashville SC's history before, have we?
We've seen lots of late winners, but not like 2-goal comebacks like that.
Right.
Yeah. Especially like within was it like both goals within 2 minutes? And
and really just a minute of actual playing time. You can, like, it was 2 minutes of game time, but there was the setup for the kickoff and everything else. So, I mean, it was fast. And especially with what's on the line, what's at stake this season, you've got to consider that the greatest comeback in the history of Nashville SC. But I want to know is, what are the greatest comebacks in all of human history? So I would love for you guys to give me your Mount Rushmore of greatest comebacks. Awesome. John, what's your first entry?
He's got something. He's got something. He's got it. Touchdown Titans, there are no flags on the field.
Sure.
The Music City Miracle, baby. If you were, alive here in Nashville, Tennessee in January the 8th, 2000, which is probably about 10% of the people that are currently in Nashville, you remember these words, right? You remember where you were when the Music City Miracle happened. Of course, I'm talking about a playoff game against the Buffalo Bills. The Titans are behind. They have received a kickoff. They basically have one play to score. It's got to be from the kickoff return. They don't have any other option. Frank Wycheck, rest in peace, got the ball, made a crazy lateral pass across the field to Kevin Jeisson, who takes it the rest of the way in. A miracle, a Music City miracle. One of the most exciting plays I've ever seen. And I'll tell you where I was. I was at a Nashville Predators game.
Wow.
That was happening that same night. Yes. Or at least I was in the arena. I don't know if the game had started yet, but I was there watching the Predators beat the Blackhawks 6-3 with 2 goals from Tom Fitzgerald. That's how much I remember about that night. Even though this was the Preds' second season and their tickets were cheaper than like a bottled water at Geoda's Park is now. So there wasn't much excitement about the Preds yet. So the biggest cheer of the night was in between the second and third period. They replayed the video from the Music City Miracle on the Jumbotron, and people lost their shit all over again. 26 years later, I'm still losing my shit when I think about it. Music City Miracle, baby.
Great choice. Mike Keith with an incredible call. One of the best sports calls ever. I'm always impressed when an announcer has the wherewithal to really capture a moment, and he did it. And he's just a local broadcaster. It wasn't like he's a national sports broadcaster. The fact that he was able to do so, and it's become iconic. I mean, anytime you see that replay, and it's played all the time on, national sports broadcasts, they always have Mike Keith's call on there. So every big part of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. What about you, Evan? Have you got an entry for your comeback Rushmore?
Okay. Well, as you guys fortunately experienced, moaned and groaned all night to you about what a day I've had.
Sure.
I did manage to come up with one comeback.
All right.
It's not sports related though. Is that okay with you guys?
Sure.
Can I submit
problem.
this?
I approve.
All right.
2 thumbs up.
Thank you. Well, my head is completely full of useless music knowledge. And did you guys know this about me? I'm a dad.
Yeah.
I like rock.
Yeah.
You might even say that I'm into dad rock. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So, all right, here we go. One of my favorite comebacks of all time involves one of my very favorite, if not favorite, artist ever, Bob Dylan. All right.
Wow.
And I am talking about his 1997 album, Time Out of Mind. Now, I don't know if you guys are Dylan fans.
Love that album.
Yeah, Dylan kind of struggled in the 80s. By the early 90s, he's really drifting. His albums feel uninspired. His live shows were considered much more ragged than usual. Most people starting to think that the magic is gone. However, Dylan comes up with some new inspiration in a bunch of old blues records, but also, maybe surprisingly, an up-and-coming alternative hero, Beck.
Mm-hmm.
And he reunited with producer Daniel Lanois and said, this is what I'm into right now. Really, really old blues and Beck. Can you help me out here? And he did. And they came up with one of Dylan's greatest albums, Time Out of Mind. It was a haunted, atmospheric, late career masterpiece. It won 3 Grammys, including Album of the Year that year. And just about every album he's released since has been great, especially Love and Theft, Modern Times, and Rough and Rowdy Ways. Guys, Dylan has been on a tear ever since 1997. He's been putting out great albums ever since. So I call this one of the greatest comebacks in music history.
I love that.
Agree. Yeah, I loved that album. I picked up that CD. Actually, remember those clubs that you used to be able to get 10 CDs for like a penny or whatever?
Columbia
House. Yeah.
House.
I picked up Time Out of Mind off of one of those and listened to it incessantly back in the late 90s. It's a great album. It still stands up. I mean, it's timeless. A great choice. I'm going to make an entry here too, if you guys don't mind. I've got my own Mount Rushmore comeback.
Please do.
This one, dial back to 1597 during the Imjin War. Korean Admiral Yi Sun-sin, he's stripped of his rank and tortured and put in jail. But then his successor, this is during a war between Korea and Japan, his successor completely fails and loses almost the entire Korean Navy. And so out of desperation, the Korean king releases Admiral Yi Sun-sin and reinstates him back to his position. And with a fleet of just 13 ships, he lures the Japanese Navy into the Myeongyang Strait, which is a narrow, treacherous channel with really powerful rapids. And he stays far away from them. So the Japanese boats are built for like close combat and being able to board your enemy ships and stuff like that. And he stays far away from them, lets the current really do the damage on the Japanese ship. And he's got a bunch of artillery that he's launching, and he takes down like 30 or 40 Japanese ships, and the rest of them turn tail and run. So with just 13 ships against 133, after being jailed and imprisoned and completely like written off, the guy comes back and secures a major victory for Korea, and they end up winning the war. So Admiral Yi, you've got one of my comeback places on Mount Rushmore.
I can't believe I didn't think of that one.
It's so obvious. It's just sitting right there in front of you.
Right.
John, what do you got?
Well, I mentioned that there are 2 teams that I've seen this magic that Nashville SC is currently possessing before. One that I loved and one that I hated. So which one should I do first, love or hate?
Do the love.
Okay, love. All right, guys. I don't know if you guys can remember this far back. Dial it back all the way to June of 2026. Do you remember back then?
A little bit.
Barely.
Yeah.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals. My beloved New York Knicks at one point are trailing the San Antonio Spurs 81-52. That's 29 points if you can't do the math real quick. And this is in the second half. Guess who won? The Knicks. The Knicks won. And the play that won it for them was the right hand from God. That was the tip-in by OG Anunoby. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the greatest plays in sports history. I know that I'm biased here, but I'm going to keep saying it. It is one of the greatest plays. The guy,
very good.
Anunoby throws it in on the sideline. Jalen Brunson takes a three-pointer to try to win it. Misses. But OG, once he throws in the throw-in, runs all the way straight to goal, jumps over like 5-7 foot dudes, and tips it in last second to win it for the Knicks. And they went on to win, of course, their first NBA title in 53 years or something like that. And magic. So that was one team that I have witnessed this magic with, and it was so recently. And the fact that I have my two favorite teams in the world, the Knicks and Nashville SC, are both having this magic year kind of has me thinking that I'm in the Truman Show. Like, I don't really realize, I don't know why it's going so well for me right now, but I'm not questioning it.
Yeah, we need to take your ass to Vegas is what we need to do.
Right.
Make some money on this.
Yeah.
Evan, have you got another Rushmore entry?
Man, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to defer to John for the fourth here because
it's okay. I'll back you up. I got another one.
You go ahead right now. You go ahead, buddy.
1983, July 23rd, 1983, Air Canada Flight 143 is a scheduled domestic passenger flight between Montreal and Edmonton. But the ground crew servicing the flight made a mistake in the conversion from the standard to metric system in measuring the amount of fuel on the plane.
Oof.
They made a misjudgment between pounds and kilograms and ended up that the plane ran out of fuel at 41,000 feet in the air.
Oh
Not the place you want that to happen.
No, in between where they took off in Montreal and their destination, which is supposed to be Edmonton, the flight crew successfully glided the aircraft down to an emergency landing at a former Royal Canadian Air Force base in Gimli, Manitoba. It had been recently converted into a racetrack. The landing caused no serious injuries to passengers, only minor damage to the aircraft. And in fact, the aircraft was repaired and continued to be used until 2008. The Gimli glider, as it's known, is one of the greatest comebacks in air travel history.
It sounds like it.
That's awesome.
Jeez.
That's amazing.
So, okay, John, have you got another entry for us?
I do. A team that I cannot stand, and our buddy Captain Liam is going to be very, very happy that I'm mentioning this. I'm talking about Manchester United, the 1999 Champions League final. That team was magic. Like, they constantly won with the last kick of the game. It pissed me off so much being a Liverpool fan, but I could only admire it, with distance and time. That team really was magical. They used to call it Fergie time, their coach Alex Ferguson, because the team would always win in injury time. So they called it Fergie time. And of course, this Champions League final, they were against Bayern Munich. I was hoping that the ground would swallow up both teams because I also hate Bayern Munich. But I was watching. Bayern was leading 1-0 going to 3 minutes of injury time. And then Teddy Sheringham scores in the 91st, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scores in the 93rd. Manchester United completes a treble of League, Cup, and Champions League titles all in that year.
Wow.
That was one magical team. I have to admit it. I did not like it at all at the time, but man, that was a magical team.
So should we have a name for these late game comebacks for us? Like Cali time or
Cali time.
Like
I love it.
BJ
It's Cali time.
It's Cali time. I don't know. What do you guys
It's
think?
time for a BJ.
There you go.
I got one more. The Swamp Kings return in 878 AD. King Alfred the Great of Wessex. He was completely blindsided by a surprise Viking attack. He lost his entire army, the capital, the kingdom. He was reduced to just a small, tiny little island called Athelney. And he built a wooden fort there on that tiny island. He was there for several months, regrouped, planned his return. He launched a guerrilla war to reclaim England. Within weeks, his militia of local farmers emerged from the marshes, crushed the Vikings at the Battle of Edington, and saved England. Folks, King Alfred the Great, the Swamp King returns That's a great comeback. He's
That's
on
a
the
great comeback. Hang it on the wall. That's a great comeback.
I don't have any more. John, have you got one more, or are we
I have
done?
one last one. I'm going to give it just because it's so funny. This is not a comeback that resulted of victory, but I have to talk about it. So in football, the only play that I really enjoy is these last second laterals. Like I wish that was happening on every single play. Like
basically like rugby. Rugby is what you want to
exactly.
watch.
Yeah, that's what I'd rather be watching is rugby. So anytime that it actually happens, I am so overwhelmed with excitement. And I want to talk about a play called the River City Relay. This happened in 2003. It was between the New Orleans Saints and the Jacksonville Jaguars, two teams that everybody outside of those towns hates or doesn't know exist. Anyway, the Saints had to win to stay in playoff contention, next to last game of the year. They have the ball on their own 25-yard line, 75 yards away from the goal. They throw a deep pass. They do catch it, start running around for a while, end up throwing 3 laterals, end up scoring a touchdown. People are going nuts, obviously. The score is now 20-19 Jacksonville. So all that's got to do is either the coach could have and probably should have gone for 2 to just win it in regulation, right? Because there's no time on the clock. He didn't. He goes for the extra point to send it to overtime, thinking, well, it's a sure thing. All-star kicker John Carney comes onto the field and misses the extra point. He missed out of 638 extra point attempts in his career. He missed only 10, but that was one of them. And the video is so funny if you watch it and you're not a Saints fan, because the Saints announcer just screams in anguish, no! Like you can hear his soul leave his body, because it means that the Saints have lost the game and they're no longer in playoff contention. And why I wanted to talk about it is the statistical likeliness of these two plays happening back to back. What do you think the chances of a lateral last second touchdown followed by an extra point miss happening are?
There's no telling.
0.00001, something like that.
You're almost exactly right. There's a YouTuber named John Boyce that I really love, and he actually calculated, based on all available NFL stats, the likelihood of both plays happening and of both plays happening back to back. And statistically, the next time this should happen in the NFL is the year 3500.
Wow.
So it's truly a once in a millennium sequence of events, but I just had to talk about it because I find it so hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Oh, and you know what? I thought of one more but real quick before we move on. I don't know if you guys recall this one, but you certainly were there for it. 1986 White House Youth Soccer Yellow Team. We were down to the red team, it was 5-0 or something like that, and came back and won 7-5. Do you guys remember that one?
Yeah, like it was
every
yesterday.
minute of the game.
One of the greatest comebacks in all of history.
Yellow team. Yellow team.
Yellow team.
Yellow team. All right, let's move on, guys. Let's talk about Nashville SC again. I'm sure you got some hot takes dialed up. Let's do it. Let's get spicy. It's time for the Nashville Hot Chicken Takes.
My hot chicken take is that these owners got skills to shake, entertain the crowd and get on the field, 'cause why the fuck not?
John, we'll start with you. What do you got for us?
Guys, what is Nashville SC doing that is so different?
Ooh.
It is really intriguing to think about. I said earlier in the show to not think about it too hard, right? But I kind of have to. I got to think about what we're doing, because if you look at the stats, our expected goal differential for the season is currently, according to FOTMob, a stat website, only 2.4 plus 2.4 for the season. Like, we should have only scored 2 more goals than the opposition. And of course, our actual goal differential is plus 26. So you have to start thinking of, what are we doing that is so different from everybody? And just this week, I started to notice something that I've kind of been thinking about all season long. And I'm wondering if it's intentional or if I'm going crazy. And this is the concept of La Pausa happening amongst our defenders. I talked about La Pausa happening earlier in the year. La Pausa in Argentine soccer lore is the ability of a player to kind of, almost beautiful to watch. It's almost comparable to a bullfighter. and that's what they kind of compare it to. So have you guys noticed how often Jeisson Palacios and Maxwell Woledzi, and sometimes Matt Corcoran is back there with them, they'll be kind of passing the ball amongst each other at the back and almost fall asleep?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They almost like start tripping over the ball. I started paying attention to whenever this happens, and we almost always get a scoring chance whenever it happens. It's uncanny.
Wow. Fascinating.
It is, because we know that Palacios is a great passer, right? 4 assists already. We know Maxwell is a great dribbler, but constantly, if they find themselves in the back, no particular pressure, they'll slow the ball down to a crawl. And Maxwell sometimes literally trips over the ball. He does. And I've noticed it all season long, and I've thought, oh, man, maybe that's his weakness, is that maybe he's a little bit clumsy. I'm starting to think this is intentional. And I think they're basically testing how awake the defense is. In modern soccer, there's such a thing as rest defense, because the game is so intense now, so much high pressure. Everybody is so fast, cover the ground so much. They do so much running. You have to find rest where you can get it. And so when a team is willing to slow the ball down, teams practice this. It's called rest defense. They kind of drop back and they just rest for a second because they think they got a breather. And I think we are extending the rest a little bit when we do this at the back. Palacios and Maxwell will pass the ball real slowly to each other. They'll lull everything to sleep. They'll lull the crowd to sleep even. And then if the opposition comes in pressures, I've noticed that Jeisson will take the ball and pass it out to usually Najar or Espinoza on the wing. If they don't come in pressure, that's when Maxwell dribbles into the heart of the defense. Either way, they force something. Like, they know Maxwell's strength is dribbling and Jeisson's strength is passing. I swear to God that this is happening. And if you think about like why we recruited these players in the first place, because these are some random ass places that we got these players from, right? We got Palacios from the Colombian League. He had been playing in the Cypriot League before that, I think. And then obviously Woledzi was playing in the Norwegian League. There's got to be a specific reason why we scouted these players. And I think I've got it. This is my hot chicken take. We got them for this ability to almost fall asleep on the field and fake out the other team.
Interesting. That's something that I guess I've noticed it this season, but I maybe have never put words to it like you have. And one thing in particular, as you're talking there, I was thinking about how Maxwell often, it almost comes across as indecisive.
Yeah.
His play with the ball when he's not got any pressure and he's like, I'm going to maybe pass it over here. No, I'm going to turn my whole body and I'm going to actually maybe pass it to this. And like the defenders, it's the other team's offense, but they're like shifting and not quite sure which direction to go. Where's the ball going to go?
Yeah.
And then he just ends up passing it back to Schwalke or to Palacios or something. That's the other thing. So Schwalke's a big piece of this too, if what you're saying is true, because there's no goalie who's better with his feet than Schwalke.
Exactly. He is a big part of it.
He can participate in all this as well. Yeah, it's an interesting observation that we've set these guys up, these center backs, the goalie, and even the center mids, to lull the other team to sleep and then surprise them with some quick attack, because we do have some surprisingly fast people on the wings and, of course, down in front there that, you know, can attack quickly, can create an attack quickly. You have Najar, you have Hani, Espinoza. These guys can make something happen with a quickness once they get the ball coming their way. So it makes a lot of sense. It's a great observation.
Well, the opener, the Mukhtar goal the other night, came directly from one of these plays. Maxwell almost fell asleep on the ball, but Columbus didn't come out in pressure. Maxwell dribbled into and ended up kind of interplay with Moyle and Lovitz on the sideline. It ended up being the cross into the middle. And that's when I realized I know what we're doing now. And of course, you know, I'm a conspiracy theorist by nature. So anytime that I see any kind of a pattern, I start thinking, oh, there's devious plans. We're so smart. Yeah, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm throwing it out there. It's my observation.
BJ Callahan's certainly a crafty type of coach that I wouldn't put it past, for sure. You got any thoughts about this, Evan?
Yeah, well, now that you mentioned, Ryan, about Maxwell doing that kind of like indecisive thing, I have definitely noticed that, but it never occurred to me that that might be a really clever way to bait a defender. Maybe he's trying to open up a channel to take a break dribbling, or maybe he's just trying to lull them to sleep to activate something. I love that idea, and I'm going to definitely be watching it more going forward. And then just to kind of add to what John was saying, yeah, these guys are so good. The two center backs, Schwacke, of course, Coach Callahan, such a smart coach. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they're building in, they've seen how effective La Paz is in attack with Espinoza. Maybe go ahead and just throw it around and see where else you can make use of it. So, man, I love it. I think it's hot and spicy. I think it's delicious. I'm going to, I want some more of it.
Do you have a hot take of your own tonight?
Yeah, I'll throw something in there, a little more flavor for you. I just was thinking, we are not just the best team in the league right now. We are, for real, one of the best in Major League Soccer all time. We just set the record for most points, like you mentioned at the top of the show, 49 points in the first 21 games. And if you just look, especially now that we're fully healthy again, right? If you just look at our starters all around the pitch in every position, every single guy is one of, if not the best player in his position in the league. And I mean, that doesn't happen very often, especially in Major League Soccer where there's a salary cap issue. When a team from striker to keeper, every starter is elite. That's incredible. And again, that's part of why I think we all have this feeling of magic, this feeling that they may just be a team of destiny. It's so exciting, dude. I love it so much.
You're not the only one that's noticed this, Evan. This week, I don't know if you guys know who Eli Lesser is. He's a popular MLS influencer. He's a younger guy than us.
Okay.
And he made a video this week, and he basically said Nashville SC might be the most complete team in MLS history. And I was like, wow, I can't argue with it. I'm not going to.
Yeah, and if you're talking about complete teams like one of you guys were talking about, even when you need to give a guy a break in the second half, or you're playing 2 or 3 games within a week's time and you need to do some rotation, having Daniel Lovitz, who's having seriously one of the best seasons of his career for Nashville with us right now, as a depth piece. Same thing with Alex Moyle. I mean, also having a really good season. I mean, most complete team in MLS, maybe so.
Really deep. That's the thing. It's like when these guys rotate and we have other starters that aren't their normal A team or whatever, I'm not worried in the slightest. I don't know about you guys, but I feel incredibly confident when we see Moyle as a starter, or Lovitz, or, whoever. Magical. Like, fine, sure. Yeah. I feel confident. We can still compete. We can still win. It doesn't matter. We've got such a deep roster of players. I mean, and maybe Cosum's in there. Maybe I'll get a little bit worried, but that's the only one who I'm really that concerned about. And even he's serviceable. So it's just an incredibly deep team, a really talented team. Again, I'm really afraid to jinx anything, but what I'm seeing on the field, it's impressive. It is really impressive, and like an all-time kind of impressive thing. So that's great. Okay, let's move on. We are doing a song of the week each week. It comes from a local artist. This is Nashville. It's Music City after all. And this week, John, I believe it was your selection. What do you got for us?
It is our selection. And first of all, I want to mention there was a listener that I encountered on a Reddit thread this week who loved the show, but he asked, and I can't remember his name right now, I'm so sorry, but he asked, how about having a non-rock song for those of us who might not be dads?
Who may not be in their late 40s.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny. So in that spirit, of course, I have picked a song by Jack White. No, I'm playing. I did. I love Jack White, but no, I decided to dig deeper. You're right, listener. Here, I'm going to represent Nashville's underrated rap scene. We have a lot of great hip hop artists here in Nashville. And one that I particularly enjoy is a woman. We have also not had enough woman energy, I think, in our music picks. So I picked Daisha McBride. She was actually born in Knoxville and came to MTSU to come to college, and since then has made her home in the Nashville area. And the song that I picked is called Ball Game.
Ooh. Body everything I'm on, done trying to hold my tongue, acting up way more fun. Ladies and gentlemen, ball game. Ooh. Body everything I'm on, done trying to hold my tongue, acting up way more fun. Let me tell you, I don't take too kindly to disrespect. I got trees in my palm like I'm on the west. I can skate on any beat like I'm Ryan Shay.
She got the city poppin'.
What would you expect? They're probably gonna throw me in the group chat, sending a message, I'll catch they big man. So we just getting started way more than the artists, let the money do the talking, that's chit chat. I ain't holding my tongue no more.
They should go take a little break.
What for? I bring a little man on tour, I know he be down on shore. I think he love me. See, before I made a little noise, but baby, this something is loud. I used to look up the art of the grades, I feel like I'm one of them now. That shit this, you finna go crazy, I guess the secret is out. Back getting bigger like under my eyes, I ain't been asleep.
There was a particular line in it. I'll tell you why I picked it. And I'm not going to do the rapping. I'm going to be like Alex Trebek, when he'd have to read rap clues on Jeopardy. All right, here we go. See, before I made a little noise, well, baby, this summer is loud. I used to look up to all the greats. I feel like I'm one of them now. They say, Dash, you finna go crazy. I guess the secret is out. The bag is getting bigger like under my eyes. I ain't been to sleep in a while. And I felt that line, that little stanza there, reminded me so much of Club Dub, which is what we call the celebrations on the concourse after a victory at Geodis.
Yeah.
Right? This summer is so loud. And those parties on the concourse are unlike anything. I mean, if you're one of the people that are getting out of the stadium after the final whistle to beat the crowd or whatever, and you're not staying for Never Give Up on You and the celebrations in the concourse Club Dub, you are missing out on half the fun. And Evan, I want to salute you for taking a beautiful video of Club Dub Saturday night, because that was one of the most epic of all time. We posted it on our socials. Lots of people were saying, hey, that's me, tagging themselves and stuff. Absolutely love the electricity. And that's what this song kind of reminded me of.
Yeah, when I was listening to it, I caught a line in there. I think it said, got the city popping. And I mean, NSC has got the city popping. Club Dub was just insane the other night. It was so much fun. Yeah, people, you got to stick around for that.
Yeah.
I love this song too. I hear the Kendrick Lamar in it. I hear the even the Kanye a little bit influence in it. This lady is definitely a talented lyricist and rapper, and I love the line "Superstar." I'm thinking bigger than local, and I'm thinking bigger than just Eastern Conference. I'm thinking bigger than just what's going on next week. I'm thinking Supporter Shield. I'm thinking MLS Cup. That's what I'm thinking. This song's about. She's blowing up. She's getting ready for more. She's done with listening to all the haters, and I am too. I'm ready just to see Nashville SC explode and dominate the entire MLS. It's time. It's our time.
It's our time,
baby.
Great
summer
song. Great
loud.
choice, John.
Yeah, great choice, John. Well done. All right, guys. Well, enough about NSC. I mean, we're tired of talking about them now, right? We got to look around the league. Let's look at some of our biggest enemies or teams that we need to keep an eye on. This is Keep Your Enemies Closer. All right, Evan, we're going to start with you. Who are you taking a look at this week?
Yeah, well, last week I said I kind of looked down the Eastern Conference table and just didn't see anybody who I thought could really challenge us. Looks like I may have been right about that with Miami losing to Toronto. So I'm going to keep my attention westward. Last week, talked about Vancouver. This week, I'm going to talk about the Houston Dynamo Football Club. Guys actually fell 2-1 on the road to St. Louis on Saturday night. This loss brought to an end the team's 8-match unbeaten streak. It also marked the end of an impressive 485-minute shutout streak, the second longest run over the last decade for the Dynamo. Wow. On top of that, coming into this match against St. Louis, Houston had tied a league record with 5 consecutive shutout victories. So we can see that they have a pretty stingy defense. Now they host San Jose, who are 4th in the West. They host them this weekend. Houston is still in second place in the West, 4th in the Shield. So, we definitely need to keep our eyes on them. And like Vancouver, I'm starting to think, hey, maybe Houston could be a potential opponent if we make it to MLS Cup. And with that stingy defense, we would certainly need all of our offensive firepower to win the game, boys. But if we face Houston in the MLS Cup, guys, we're definitely going to win that
one. It's surprising. John, you said it last week. If you'd given me 20 guesses who was at the top of the Western Conference, I never would have guessed Houston. And there's only 14 teams in the West. So
I often forget that they exist.
Right.
They even have a team in Houston.
Yeah, it's not like they've had an illustrious history of success there.
Not recently, yeah.
This season, they are really doing a great job, and especially recently. Both conferences, I think, have been sort of jumbled up. There's been a lot of jockeying for position between the two, but Houston has quietly emerged as a real powerhouse out there. So definitely somebody to keep your eyes on. Okay, John, who are you looking at closer this week?
I am so overjoyed to get to gloat about Inter Miami's demise. I'm here to tell you the king is dead. The king is dead. Woo! After we whooped them last week, they went to Philadelphia on Wednesday. They were held to a 2-2 draw that ended in some of the nastiest scenes you will ever see, where they are kicking the shit out of a 16-year-old kid, Kevin Sullivan, who, much to his credit, took no guff. That kid is one for the future U.S. national team fans. And so Philadelphia hung tight with them. They couldn't beat them. And Philadelphia should have won the game. Like, they statistically dominated the game. And afterwards, Miami went back home facing a Toronto FC. Probably expecting to win that one at home. Toronto's not a very good team, but Toronto won. Goals from Josh Sargent and Derek Etienne Jr. back-to-back in the 59th and 62nd minute. Had them 2 up. Toronto nearly went 3 up. Miami had a near miracle goal line clearance. Messi did pull one back in the 82nd, but man, oh man, I watched the highlights. Miami is really melting in this heat. They are so slow. I know they spent a lot of money, but these guys are old. And I'm here to tell you, Casemiro, I am pretty happy about getting to say this about a former Manchester United player. This guy sucks. Casemiro, oh man, he is too old for this. He had a pretty good year for Man U last year, and I guess he put all of his fading energy into that effort, and now he's just collecting the paycheck, because I swear he is not moving. He is not helping that team in any way. So, I'm here to gloat. Suck it. Yeah. Suck it, Miami. Y'all suck. Every time they turn the ball over, they're outnumbered. Like, Toronto was like 6-on-4, like 3 or 4 times just in the second half, without even really being that quick about it. Miami couldn't get back. So their next is Montreal at home. Boy, if they lose that one, I mean, they might as well fold it up.
The pitchforks will be out. Yeah.
They've only got 1 point in 3 games now. We're a better team than they are.
How many points have we had in the last 3 games?
9.
We broke them, people. We broke them.
Yeah, we did.
We've got them again in a few weeks, so we shouldn't get too cocky. We got a job to do. Yeah, mid-September, we got to go down there to their new stadium, which has not been that great for them. Hasn't been a great home field advantage so far, and hopefully get similar result as what we had last time. Great observations there, guys. We'll definitely be keeping our eyes on these teams as we move forward. And in fact, let us look ahead. It's time for the weekend preview. For the first time since the World Cup break, Nashville SC is getting a whole week of rest before their next match, and it's a good one. Longtime rival FC Cincinnati is coming to Geodis Park on Saturday night. Cincy is having a solid season. They're currently 6th in the East with 8 wins, 6 losses, and 7 draws, and they have a goal differential of +2. Why is the goal differential so low for a team who leads the league in goals scored? Well, that would be because they have allowed an astounding 47 goals this season. They are one of 3 teams in the MLS on pace to break the record for the most goals allowed in a season, along with Orlando City and Sporting Kansas City. They're the others. Cincinnati features a bona fide MLS star in Evander, who is challenging for the Golden Boot this season with 13 goals so far. Their number 9, Kevin Denke, is no slouch either with 11 goals, but they need this type of firepower to make up for their shabby defense. Cincy most recently tied with Seattle 1-1 in a game that featured Seattle finally breaking their 8-game losing streak. Nashville and Cincy haven't yet faced each other in 2026, but last season, Cincy beat Nashville in both of their matches 2-1. So the boys in gold need to have revenge on their minds. Plus, they're Cincy, so fuck them. Whenever we build a bonfire, Cincinnati's in the middle, and we'll burn the fucking lot. This should be all the motivation that the boys in gold need for this one. Let's beat Cincinnati. Guys, this is our natural rival going back to the USL days. I sent the article earlier this week to you guys. Never forget when both teams were entering the MLS, the Cincy fans were just all over it about how Nashville did not deserve a team. It was going to be a complete failure in Nashville. And look where we are now. Never forget the disdain, the disrespect that Cincy showed Nashville back then. We're never letting it go. And I want to know what's going to happen this week. So let's break them out. It's the crystal balls, y'all. Evan, what do you got for us? What's your crystal ball say?
All right. Well, as I gaze deeply into it, the image within materializes. Guys, I see another gorgeous day in Nashville. I see a wonderful scene at Fair Park. The tailgate is going to be popping. Guys, folks, if you're able to go to the match, make sure you spend a little bit of time at the tailgate. Bring your soccer ball, kick it around, bring your cornhole, bring your musical instruments and play and sing and dance and have fun. Enjoy this time of the year because it's going to start getting a little bit cooler and then it's going to get cold and then it's going to be the winter off season. And my God, we would do anything to be back at the tailgate at Geodis Park. Anyway, I see a beautiful scene. I see a great night at the castle. I see a 3-0 victory over our bitter rivals, Cincinnati, on again a perfect night under the moon in Music City. And those goals are going to come from Hani Mukhtar, who should win the MVP award this year. Eddie Tagseth, who's going to get in on the offensive action. And defender partner Jeisson Palacios is going to put a bulge in the onion bag. So there you have it. That's what I see when I gaze into the crystal ball, y'all.
Great predictions. I'm all in for that. That would be just fine. But we better check with you, John, and see if your crystal ball says anything different. What do you got?
Only slightly different. I do see that Cincinnati scores a lot of goals. They do. They're going to get 3 Saturday night. Ooh, I bet you weren't expecting that, were you? Ooh, I bet you weren't.
Hurts.
They're going to be leading 3-1 in the first half, and they'll get a penalty kick. Brian Schwacke will just catch the penalty kick, flip off Cincinnati, the penalty kick taker, Evander, and then we'll add 5 in the second half, 6-3. Nashville SC. And if you don't know,
another comeback.
If you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, this is exactly what happened in 2021. Nashville SC went to Cincinnati. Cincinnati led 3-1 in the first half, had a penalty kick. Joe Willis made the save, flipped off. I can't remember. It was a Brazilian player that was playing for Cincinnati. And we came back and won 6-3. So I'm calling it. It's happening again. 6-3 all over again.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Hat trick from Hani Mukhtar. He is winning MVP. Write it down. 1 from Sam Sturridge, 1 from Christian Espinoza, and off the bench, so unexpectedly, scoring the 6th goal, just like in 2021, Aki Loba.
Oh man! Wow.
It truly is magical this season.
That's the magic. This is how confident I am.
My
We could
God.
put Akiloba in and we'd still win.
Wow.
There must be a lot of chemicals in that wig, man.
I'm breathing some fumes, guys.
Yeah, you are.
It's on too tight or something. Yeah. Either way, it's definitely going to be worth turning out for. It should be an electric crowd, and it should be a lot of fun. This is a big game. It's a big Eastern Conference rival. It is our main rival, and we want to make sure we show them who's boss this weekend. So make sure that you're showing up. John, we've had all kinds of activity on the socials this week after an incredible week for the team. And of course, if anybody is wondering how to get in touch with us, how to reach out, how to make contact, how do they do that?
Well, people are thrilled with this team, so we don't even have to do anything other than turn on our mics to make friends and influence people, right? So if you don't know us yet, we are Electric Gold NSC. Reach out to us on Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Blue Sky, YouTube, where you get to see our beautiful faces and our beautiful blonde hair sometimes. We are loving making all these new friends. If you see yourselves in the videos that we might post or whatever, let us know. I'm so excited to meet all these people that are fellow fans like us. So we appreciate all the listeners and love that we get.
Yeah, and feel free to come up to us at the tailgate or during the game if you see us and say, hey, love the podcast or hate the podcast, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, I don't care.
As the case may
you
be.
listen.
Is it whatever? Yeah, but as you say, we're always excited to hear from people who are listening. So don't hesitate to reach out. Guys, what a fun one. We're riding high right now. I hope that this wave never stops. It's so much fun. But of course, in the meantime, we need all of you to just keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on cheering on this team. Keep on coming out to the games. Keep on believing. Keep on wearing all the gear. Keep on shouting as loud as you can and keep on saying it. Come on, you boys in gold.
Come on, you boys in gold.
Come on, you boys, and go!